Hello, my friends. Welcome to my Living Wisdom speech. Today's topic is to have a long life. I'm Tenderlin, a professor and a psychologist. For my 83rd birthday, I got a birthday card from UCLA. When I opened it, I saw a balloon right in front of me. And this balloon was so bright. Looks like it's going to fly all in the sky. And showed me a bright future. And made me feel, wow, I'm happy on myself. I enjoy my life. And I wish I have a longer life, have a long life. And I say, wow, I started thinking about what long life is all about and how can be a person have a long life. And I'm not that old right now. I'm not qualified to talk about long life. But today, I like to talk about it as a subject, especially as a psychologist. What is a psychological perspective about long life? And I like to break down into three small topics. First one, how life is ended, and is long life achievable? And is there any wisdom in achieving it? What is my wisdom in seeing how to have a long life? To share with you a brief history of my life. I presented two pictures. The first picture is in 1958, we were just graduated from high school. At that time, all of us is about 18 or 19 years old. And you can see in this picture, we just one class. We have in our year, we have a 5 class. But this is just one of the class. My class have 47 students. On the graduation day, this is the one we took. And this picture, I keep it until now. And every one of them, I will look at each one of them, and some of them, I can even remember their name right now. In 50 years later, after graduation, in 2008, we have a class reunion. And you can see at that time, we have a 23 graduates from 47 come and join this reunion and their spouse. Some of them come with a spouse, some of them don't come with a spouse. But this doesn't mean the rest of 24 already passed away. No. Some of them might move out to somewhere else. We don't know where they are. We just can't get together. And this is what we can get together 50 years from graduation is almost half of them. It was able to attend this graduation union. And we enjoy very much. We get to talk about how life has been through for the past 50 years. And we enjoy and share our life, but life is still going on, and everybody say goodbye. Hope we can see each other again. Just from my class, high school class, 47 people at the time of graduation, and 50 years later, I already noticed some of them pass away, and some of them disappear without trace. And I can see life was so uncertain and unpredictable. But for myself, I remember I graduated from high school. I went to college in Taiwan for 4 years. Then I teach at the junior high school. In 1964, I came to the United States. At the first, I studied at the Truman State University for my master's degree. Then I came to UCLA for my doctorate degree. After I graduated from UCLA, I went to Miami-Dade Junior College as an assistant professor. Then I get the employee at the South Carolina Department of Mental Health as a director of research and clinical psychologist. And in 1989, I went back to Taiwan as a visiting professor to teach at the Teachers College and NCCU. And in 2000, year of 2000, I come to California, San Francisco Bay, and retire here. But in 2009, that year, all of a sudden, I heard about two bad news. One is Michael Jackson passed away. Another one is Farrah Fawcett passed away. They are just kind of in between. In a 1 year span, all of a sudden, these two stars passed away. I was shocked. The reason I was shocked because they are all developed and become a star during the time I was at the UCLA and at the United States. So I knew all of them. I know how they become so famous. So they passed away. Really, I was really shocked by it. And I was really interested to know what happened to them. And at that time, I considered them as a premature death. And I wrote an article, 74, and published in my book, Live Ask, I Answer, Volume 2, article number 74, and title, On Preventing Premature Death. I consider them, their death is a premature death. And in that article, I bring up a concept, defensive living, to prevent a premature death. And today, I'd like to talk more about it from my psychological point of view. In here, let me use Michael Jackson as an example to show you how one lives determines how one dies. Because Michael Jackson's death, I consider as a premature death. Same like my alcohol and drug abuse patient, their death is a premature death because insurance company cut down to take the alcohol, when they take the insurance policy for alcohol and drug abuser, they automatically deduct 12 years from the lifespan. So alcohol abuser patient, their death, we really can consider as a premature death. And I always find out how they live determine how they die. And I remember in addiction field, we have a one term called adult children, call those alcohol and drug abuse patients are adult children. This term means if they're growing up, their parent might be an alcoholic patient too. So when they were as a child, they don't get much love and affection from their parents. And there are lack of social skill when they're growing up. Social intelligence, I can see is low. So when they come to the hospital, I remember we worked very hard to get them psychologically prepared to go out to work again and vocational, even help them to find a new job. And they might really, at the time of discharge, within 1 week, 1 month, they were able to get a job. At the first, seemed to work on the go very well. But a year later, they somehow lost their job again. And I consider them, they are unable to stand for success. Really, not an alcoholic adult patient, they have a problem we call adult children. That means they somehow are unable to stand for success. Why? Because when they become successful again, they somehow feel, wow, so much pressure from the job. And they are not good enough to deal with all those pressure come from the job. And they get back and relapse and become an alcoholic patient and return back to our treatment facility again. And this is the way I see how they live determine how they die. Well, in Michael Jackson, we saw him at the age 6. He was a Jackson 5 and started singing, and pretty soon in 1984, he was already a king of the pop. He's really successful, earned a lot of money, and even at the age 30, he even was able to buy a 2,700-acre land in California and build a amusement park, Neverland. But on one hand, he also undergo all kind of facial surgery and get a lot of bad publicity, and even was accused of child molestation twice. Anyway, from his lavish life, and from his tsunami like our income, he really found himself very hard to stand for success. That's the way I see it. And because he did not have a good growing up as a child, and he might not very good in social intelligence and not very good in social skill in mature manner to deal with any social situations. Therefore, he always had to use the painkiller and have insomnia, and the doctor had to prescribe medication for him. Although when he died, he was used our lethal combination of sedative and propofol. That's the anesthetic. And his doctor was accused of homicide. But basically, I feel he was have too much pressure from his success. And he is a adult children, and find himself unable to cope with all this success. That's why he has to use so much painkiller in his life, just like my alcoholic patient cannot stand with the pressure from life and they use alcohol or drugs. And they end up, in a sense, corrupt and kill themselves. So I feel he is a good example as a premature death. And his lifestyle exactly determined how he died prematurely. Okay, if we pursue defensive living and prevent premature death, then is a long life achievable? It is an achievable goal? To this question, I was looking into the internet and I saw a lot of, you just check into YouTube, quite a bit of video show life after 90. I looked at some of them, I was kind of really fascinated by it. All these people over 90 years old do exercise, jogging, running, and someone I would say even a 90 years old driving car here and there. I was really impressed by it. I even look into asking the Google, what is all these men saw what we know? And they show me there's one lady, Jean Louise Carmen, a French lady. She is the oldest woman in the world. She died at the age 122. I remember when I was small in Taiwan in 1895. That time, the lifespan is only 47 years old. But right now, the lifespan in Taiwan is already almost reached to 80. So you can see lifespan did increase over the years. So we really don't know when is the limit. We don't know. But it seems to me, long life is an achievable goal for everybody. No wonder everybody during the birthday, everybody wish to have a long life. Most of us pursue and also get instruction from other people that is to have a long life is to pursue positive living. That is to eat good, exercise good, feel good. That is all it is. Good nutrition, good exercise. So I always follow that nutrition idea too. I myself go to 24-hour fitness club to do the exercise, to walking. I even go to my hospital, Kaiser, to listen to the doctor, get all the proper medicine to take care of myself. Every one of us, I'm one of them too, to pursue positive living. Take care of myself, join fitness club, and physically doing all kind of check up, whatever I can to pursue uh, good living. But I feel just by doing fitness and hospital care, there's no guarantee you are going to have a long life. I say we live determine how we die. So we just simply eat good, sleep good, and doing a good exercise, follow doctor's direction, and taking your medication, doing your routine examination. I don't think all of those things is going to guarantee you have a long life. Simply because you are the one running your life. And you need to know yourself first. If you don't know yourself, then I don't think you are not going to have a long life. And as I hear, I want to simply bring out 2 points here in these 2 pictures. First, I want to emphasize life, man is a product of his environment. Just like in this video, show there's a 2 siblings and show by countryside daily life video, show how these 2 siblings was able to catch a big snake. I want to take it home. Wow, when I saw it, I was so impressed. I myself, I have no guts to do that. But these 2 kids was living in that kind of environment. They show the courage to catch the big snake like that. So I want you to realize from this film, you can see man is a product of his environment. And first, you have to know what kind of environment are you growing up with in order for you to understand yourself. Next, I want to show you man is a habitual being. In our growing up, we learn all kind of things, and we form all kind of habits. And man is a habitual being. For example, here is the addiction center I work with, and I find out the people who are addicted to alcohol and drug, that is become a habit to them. So it is man is a habitual being, and you got to know what kind of habit you have at this moment. So today, I want to really emphasize you need to know yourself first in order to have a long life. Taking myself as an example, if I want to have a long life, I need to understand who am I. Specifically, I need to know what kind of environment I was brought up with. Then I need to know what kind of a memo of habitual behavior I have in daily life. Because at this age of myself, if I am an old dog, I want to learn new trick. I need to know how to go about to untie all the dead knots I have on myself. I need to rewind my dead knots in order to have a long life. And to unknot my dead knot only is I'm the only one can do that. Nobody can do it. Therefore, to have a long life, each one of us have to do a good soul searching of ourselves. And this is very important, I feel, from psychological point of view. That is, we need to do some kind of self-based counter conditioning of ourselves. Taking myself as an example again, And I did some soul searching on myself. And I find out my main personality, also say my main success in my life is I am an eagerness person. I'm very eager in doing all kind of things. When I start with do something, I want to get it accomplished right away. And that trait helped me become a successful person. However, these traits, I find out it has become a dead knot for me. And at this point of my life, I need to change it back into easiness. Otherwise, I might be one day have some kind of accidental death by doing something such as choking for me to death. Since I have a problem in eating, sometimes I even bite my lips. Or I have some problem not able to sleep because I'm too anxious. I have some kind of insomnia. I might one day die like a Michael Jackson by taking drug or sedative. So I need to learn to find myself to have a more easy way of life. And this is I'm the only person I can do it for myself. And I need to untie my dead knot of eagerness and change into a real easy life person. So therefore, I learning some technique, behaviorally, I try to my task accomplish daily, practice first thing first. Try to do it so I can easily before I go to bed, and even learn a different way of eating, adopt some new and richer way of eating to slow down myself so I will not eat. My possibly one day I might choke myself and I might die like a President Lee because of death of choking. So therefore, I even invite people to come to my backyard and have a coffee break with me and have a good chit chat and a good understanding, mutual friend making, and that way can ease my body too. Besides for my mind, I find the meditation is really good. So I daily practice sound or walking meditation at the nearby canal trail or even before my bedtime. This way I feel is a way for me to untie currently is the major deadlock in my life. And if I am able to change this deadlock from eagerness to easiness, I think this is a one way prevent myself from premature death. And in such a way is a way to increase my long life. And every one of us need to do this. I feel you just do it, regular people advertise. Eating good, sleeping good, go to doctor, take care of yourself, doing exercise. This is a positive living. I'm not against. It's good, but not enough. You want to have a longer life, you need to do some defensive living and find a way to untie your dead knots and make yourself more easily to prevent yourself from commit some kind of a premature death or accidental death. And that will prevent you from have a shorter life. So in other way, you will have a longer life. And that's the way I feel as a psychologist. I think this is the specific way, my recommendation for a longer life. Okay, we have come to my last slide. And in my life, I able, from my experience with all the doctors, seeing the doctor, uh, going through all kind of meditation, uh, illness, and I one time wrote an article, number 83 of my book. I've asked and I answered. The title is "You Are Your Own Doctor," and that is really my conclusion too. Of course, we have a lot of doctors we needed, but a lot of time you are your own doctor. A lot of time in a crucial decision, you need to make a decision based on yourself. And today I want to emphasize, to have a long life, you need to do some soul searching and find a way to untie your deadlock and change yourself, your behavior, your way of life. Then in a sense, you will have a longer life. And again, there's a lot to talk about, and I recommend you to read my book again. Thank you. See you next time.